With the recent episodes of House of the Dragon, many questions have been raised. One of the hottest debates among Game of Thrones fans right now is the Night King a Targaryen? It's an interesting theory that's got people talking, especially since new scenes and moments from the show seem to add fuel to the fire. In today's video, we're going to explore the key moments and clues that have sparked this debate. Could the Night King really have Targaryen blood? Let's dig into the details and see what we uncover. Well, there are three specific reasons I feel support this theory. The first one comes from the final season of Game of Thrones. During the battle with the White Walkers, we saw the Night King survive Dragonfire. Yes, that iconic moment when Dany says Dracarys, and Drogon unleashes fire on the Night King, expecting him to be roasted. But surprisingly, the Night King emerges from the fire with a quirky smirk on his face. Now, as we all know, Daenerys loves to shout Dracarys at her dragons and have them burn her enemies to a crisp. However, the silver-haired breaker of chains was left stunned when her go-to method of destruction failed to work on the Night King, especially as fire has frequently been shown as one of the few things that can harm White Walkers. So, what was so special about this scene, and why does it support the Night King's Targaryen lineage theory? Well, the answer is simple. In the first season of Game of Thrones, during the death scene of Viserys, Daenerys coldly remarks that
he was no dragon. Fire cannot kill a dragon.
This made people wonder if only a Targaryen can survive fire. It's true that only a few Targaryens are immune to fire, like Dany, but we also know that not all Targaryens have this trait. So, when the Night King survived Dragonfire, fans began to believe that maybe he is immune because he's a Targaryen. If you think about it, it's not an entirely invalid theory, since fire immunity does seem to back it up. In the show, we've seen the Night King walk through fire multiple times. Only Daenerys has been implied to have this sort of resistance to fire, so does this suggest that the Night King, like Daenerys, is a Targaryen by blood? The second reason is from Season 7, when Viserion was shot out of the sky by the Night King during the iconic battle beyond the Wall. The dragon seemingly sank to its death in an icy lake as a horrified Daenerys watched from above. Later, though, we saw the White Walkers use chains to pull the dragon's corpse back onto dry ground, and the Night King used his magic to revive him. By the end of the episode, the Night King confidently sat astride his new zombie dragon and used it to destroy the wall. So why is this such a big deal? Well, as Game of Thrones fans know, not just anyone can ride a dragon. Back in the days when the Mad King ruled, the Targaryens were the only people in Westeros who had mastered the art of dragon riding. This connection raises the question, does the Night King riding a dragon support the Targaryen theory? One more reason that hints toward the Night King's possible Targaryen heritage comes from the House of the Dragon. In Season 2, we see Daemon having visions. These visions seem important, as they change Daemon's perspective entirely. In one of the visions, Daemon sees the White Walkers, led by a figure that looks like the Night King. The thing to notice here is that this figure closely resembles the Night King, and, more importantly, has blonde hair. Yes, the same blonde hair which is like a hallmark of Targaryen lineage. So, these are some of the reasons why fans feel the Night King might actually be a Targaryen. But is it true? Let's break down each of these points and see if they make sense. Regarding fire immunity, I don't think it's related to a Targaryen trait. The Night King is a being who brings winter wherever he goes, so how hard would it be for him to be immune to fire? I believe it's simply one of the powers the Night King possesses, making him immune to extreme heat. Now, as for riding a dragon, yes, throughout Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, we've seen that only Targaryens can ride dragons. And since the Night King rode Viserion, does that make him a Targaryen? I don't think so. First of all, Viserion had been turned into a white, and we know the Night King controls the whites. If he can control an army of White Walkers, how hard would it be for him to control a dragon he resurrected? The third point is about the figure in Daemon's vision that looks like the Night King and has blonde hair. Even though blonde hair is a known Targaryen trait, it's still not enough to prove that the Night King is a Targaryen. First of all, we aren't sure if the figure Daemon sees is even the Night King. The Night King, as seen in Game of Thrones, doesn't resemble the figure in Daemon's visions. Secondly, we've seen White Walkers with blonde hair previously in Game of Thrones. If you remember, the commanders leading White Walker attacks, like the one Jon Snow killed, and the other slain by Samwell Tarly, both had blonde hair. So, in my opinion, what Daemon saw was likely a White Walker commander leading a small army. It was probably just a hint to Daemon that the White Walkers are the real enemies. Lastly, there's one more reason why I feel the Night King is not a Targaryen. We know the Children of the Forest created the Night King. This was shown in Game of Thrones, where we see one of the children plunging dragon glass into the chest of a man who eventually became the Night King. The key point here is that the Children of the Forest created the White Walkers to protect themselves against the First Men. The First Men were the original human inhabitants who arrived on the continent around 12,000 years before the events of Game of Thrones. Upon their arrival, they began cutting down the sacred weirwood trees, which the children revered and used for their powerful magic. The First Men also brought iron weapons and fire, leading to a violent conflict with the Children of the Forest. Now, if the Night King was created during this time, then the chances of him being a Targaryen are very, very low, as Aegon's conquest hadn't even started, and no Targaryens were present on the continent when the Night King was created. So, that's the breakdown, Westeros Watchers. Whether the Night King really has Targaryen blood or not is still up for debate, but the clues definitely make you think. What do you guys think? Does the evidence point to him being a Targaryen, or is it just a cool fan theory? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.